Well, hello, Facebook friends. My name is Dr. Tony with Essentials of Life Chiropractic. I'm super excited to be actually kicking off our first ever Wellness Partner Spotlight. And we have the privilege tonight to be talking to Jamie Mosley. Say hi, Jamie.
Hi.
She is the owner of Conscious Healing Counseling, and that's located where?
It is, oh my gosh, it's on Bunker Avenue. We are literally right down the road from you all.
Perfect. I knew where it is. I just wanted everyone to watch to know where that is. I'm reading this off. She's got a whole list of credentials, but she just said just read the first one. So she is a licensed professional clinical counselor who has completed a master's degree in mental health counseling from Walden University, along with achieving her CDWF. Can you tell us what those initials are?
Yes, I'm a certified Daring Way facilitator. So if you're familiar with Brene Brown's work, I'm certified to do that work.
Perfect. And we have a bunch of questions we want to ask Jamie, and viewer. The reason that I'm doing this is for you, because life has changed right now, and we're dealing with things mentally, emotionally that we've never dealt with before, or if we have, they're heightened right now. We're in all different situations. Kids are at home, like my wife's at home, homeschooling kids, as well as many parents are homeschooling kids. Some of them are at home by themselves. Some people are at home stuck with a spouse that they may not have actually shared a lot of time with, over the last however many of their marriage. So life is different now, and that's causing a lot of stress and anxiety. Jamie's an expert in all of this, and she's going to give us tools and strategies for all these different things. So I'm super pumped to have Jamie kick us off with our Wellness Partner Spotlight, and I know she's going to rock and roll because she's absolutely amazing. She's done she's done an in-person workshop for us in this office before. Huge hit, and this one's going to be as well. So Jamie, if you don't mind, I do have a list of questions I am going to ask you here.
All right, shoot.
Shoot them. All right. Number one, what are some of the impacts that COVID-19 is having on the mental health of our adults and our children?
So I think that's a great question. And I think right now you really named it and normalized it. Right now we're all in change. Like the anxiety is high. Our brain loves certainty. And so when you turn on the TV, you're like, where's the certainty? And they're like, I don't know. Can you buy toilet paper today? I don't know. So our brain is like just spinning. And so that is hard when you think about what if, and to not have that answer. And so our brain is going to look to put in the answer, even if we don't have one, because that makes us feel safe, right? So when you see people out kind of doing the I'm going to buy the toilet paper because that's going to make me feel safe. It's concrete, right? So I think one thing we need to be working on with people at home, our partners, our kiddos, is normalizing that it's okay right now to feel worried, to feel the anxiety, and to name it and normalize it. So one great podcast I would encourage you guys to listen to is Brene Brown's podcast, Unlocking Yourself. And she talks about this thing called FFT, and it stands for, I'm going to bleep it, but freaking first time. And if you want to normalize that with your kids, you can say terrible first time.
Okay.
But we are all in the middle of a freaking first time. I've never done a pandemic. I don't know if you have, but I have not. So when we do something new like this, my stomach is churning, it's going to suck. I'm not going to be great at it. So just normalizing that this is the first time. And then we want to set kind of some expectations. Like, we are going to feel lost. We're going to probably grieve some stuff here that we're losing, connections. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to want to just step back and set those expectations around that it's okay to not know how to homeschool your kid, right?
It's okay to not be okay.
It's okay to not be okay. And I love this idea of people were worried about our kiddos, right? But is this not the most beautiful time to show kiddos that we can manage pain? We could feel it and still move through it. And I think that's a beautiful lesson. And so I would just want to say to parents, it's okay to be like, yeah, I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
So you're saying there probably are some blessings in the storm we're going through.
I mean, I'm totally seeing it. This creative way we're still trying to socially connect. Like
Yeah.
I'm just amazed every day at happy hours via Zoom, or my neighbors like took chairs out and they had social hour, but we were all 6 feet apart. I mean, that's the stuff where I feel like we are wired for connection. We're not meant to do this alone. So it's good to see people just like coming together in any way we can.
That's interesting. And I never thought about that before, but yes, people do crave that assurance or that. And I think it's just, like you said, like just changing your expectation a little bit, that we are not in a normal time right now, and acceptance, really. That's fantastic. Our next one actually dovetails from one of our last webinars that we did on our Facebook page called The Blueprint for Optimal Health Quarantine Style. And we've always taught, one of the tenets of things that we teach here is positive mindset. So in that blueprint class that I did a couple like last week, it said keep it positive. And so and I gave a couple things, but I want an expert's opinion on this one, or not just opinion, but actually advice. What are some practical tools people can use to keep their positive mindsets in their homes?
So I think that's a great question. And so first thing I want to say is I don't have a ton of control over that very first thought that arrives. Like, I'm scared, or it's always going to be this way. So like when I'm working with teens and they're like, I'm not going to have prom, I'm not going to have whatever, like just this idea of like, that's the first thought. I get a whack at the second thought, right? So I get to decide once that first crappy thought arrives, because your brain is like wired to find the negative because it can keep you safe. So it's looking, there's a negative, there's a negative. So that's going to arrive. But then I get to choose what I'm going to think next, right? So right now, gratitude is our superpower tool. And so if I got kiddos at home, we have a gratitude board at my house. We have a gratitude board in this office so that we can see like there are things to be thankful for. So I got to stay home all week, or I got a great home to be in right now. You know, and it's really just shifting it, but honoring that this is hard.
Yeah.
Because if I come out and say like, oh, you'll be fine, that doesn't honor that I'm struggling. And so I want to honor the struggle, and then I want to shift it.
Nice. Yes. Love it. Okay. So accepting it, but shifting it. I love it. How can parents best communicate the changes in kids' day-to-day life right now?
Yes. Okay. So I feel like we need routines, rituals, and structure. So now I know, like, I don't know, my kids started online learning today.
Yeah, so did ours.
Yeah. And so there's a FFT, right? 6-year-old learning online. But I'm not so worried about him learning, because right now my brain may not be there, but what I really want for him to feel safe in the patterns and routines we've set up. So in the morning, we're going to brush our teeth. We're going to do all the things we did every other day, because those are the things that make me feel safe, right? So like if I go to church, I always sit in the same seat. I don't know about you, but I have the same seat. And if somebody's in my seat, I'm like pork and beans. My brain does not know what to do with that. So in this time when we have so much I don't knows, we want to make the things that our kids know the same. Yep, you're still going to bed at 8. I'm still reading you a story. We're still doing those things that we do as a family. So those are kind of our routines. And then rituals. This is the glue that holds us together. What do we do that says, I see you, I love you, I got you? So I bet if I came into your house, you might not even know that you're doing those rituals, but you are, right?
Can you give some examples of those?
Absolutely. So how I tuck you into bed. Like I have a kid who wants the Star Spangled Banner sung every night. Yes, that's so awesome. That is a ritual, right? So one of the rituals our family does is every night we have 4 questions. So we say, what was hard today? So you want to normalize it and get a whack at it. What was good? Because our brain is wired to look for the negative. I want them to start looking for the positives. What am I grateful for? And what did I do that was kind today? Because right now, also what's going to calm my body is giving to others. So if you see where everybody's like sticking the hearts in the windows, and like that's our way of saying rituals, we connect. So those things are so important, because when the world kind of gets a little whack, we are going to color Easter eggs because that's what we do at my house at Easter time.
Yes.
And my kids are going to feel safe. So I want to be honest with my kids that this is a hard time, but I want to keep those routines, rituals, and then the structure I'm going to give you is called Wish Well. And this is so simple. It's a board that we have, and we talk to our kids about when the world's in pain, when a friend's in pain, when you're in pain, we're going to call up all our positive energy and we're going to send it. And that helps us calm and regulate our bodies. It gives us an immune boost. It literally puts positive energy in the world. So the other day I was not being mindful and I was cutting something and I cut my thumb almost off. Not really, but it was bad. And my little boy who's 4 was running around saying, I wish you well, I wish you well, I wish you well. I'm like, that's the stuff. So when the world is hard, we put the world right now. And when the dog is sick, we put the dog. And Parker, my 6-year-old, had struggles the other day. He wrote his name on the wish well board. So we want to acknowledge that we do have struggle and we can do something with that that's very beautiful and connecting. So routines, rituals, and structure. That's kind of where we want to go.
All right. You're doing well, by the way. Nice work.
Okay.
I love it because you're doing most of the talking. I get to listen. And I just find myself just zooming in on you. What are some practical things people can do to manage their anxiety or depression at home?
Okay.
So this is a really big question.
And I'm going to go so super basic, but it's stuff we forget in the midst of struggle. So first of all, I think we need a social media diet. I think spending too much time on Facebook or whatever is your thing, it can really spike anxiety. So I'm not saying no, none, but maybe I'm just going to limit that to 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening.
Unless there's a webinar from us, then.
Right, for sure. But this is positive. So if you're good at, like, I try to fill my social media with stuff that's going to be positive. Like I'm Brene Brown and I'm like the people that speak to my mind and regulate me. That's what I want to be in my feed.
And by the way, if someone's watching that and they're wondering how you do that, you just simply go to the page you want to see. And there's right next to the thumbs up, there's 3 little dots. Hit on those and it says, like, you can follow it. You can tell it when you want it to show up in your news feeds. So the stuff that I want to see first, I go in there and say, click on the see first. So I follow a couple hockey teams, or I like a particular brand of coffee, or a school.
Conscious Healing Counseling's Facebook page.
And Conscious Healing's, yes, Facebook page, and all of our favorites. So we make those come up first because I know those are going to be positive things or things that'll make me smile.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're leaving it to chance, and chances are when you open up your news feed, it's going to just be like garbage.
I love that. Love it.
Sorry, I distracted you.
I do it. So the second thing I would say is pick 1 or 2 news platforms that you believe in, rely on, and take that as your news, not Facebook or Instagram, because it's gonna bring anxiety down lower. You're gonna get one source of information. Next, I mean, we gotta eat well. So like, how much have you seen where people are like, I'm gonna be a whole nother size, it's 15 quarantine, like freshman 15. So I think we have to treat our bodies well during this time. And anxiety is a full contact emotion. It just rides in us. And so we have to move. So you got to get out and walk. You got to move your body. And these things sound simple, but honestly, like, I know I kind of hit the wall this weekend with just like, crap, this has been a lot. And I did not want to, I was like, where's the chocolate? Who wants to make brownies? And so I know in moderation that's okay, but I really want to make sure I'm taking care of myself. And then we got to go to sleep, because I can't tolerate crappy emotions if I'm sleeping. If I'm not sleeping well, I'm very, very irritable. And when my kids are throwing a fit because they've been in my house for almost 3 weeks now, like, I'm not going to show up the way I want to. So eat well, sleep well, move your body. Self-compassion, how I talk to myself when I upset, because we are not going to be perfect during this time. And empathy. So when my kids are struggling, I can show up and say, I know it's hard. I know this is hard. So I would say those are the things that I would really try to focus on a daily basis.
Fantastic. Yeah. We just did, I'm not sure if you saw it pop up last night, but we did our first ever Cooking with ELC from our A burrito bowl,
Yeah,
one minute and one pot burrito bowls, which my about towards the last two-thirds of the or last third of the video, my son decided that he wanted to show everyone his dance moves of flossing. I'm like, oh man, okay, all right. Thank you for that. Last question. What can people who truly need to talk to a professional counselor do during this time? And what is your clinic doing to help provide counseling for people while shelter in place is happening? Do people still have resources to reach out to you?
For sure. And I think, we really had to sit down and think, our values at Conscious Healing Counseling are to serve and to meet the needs of the community. And it really felt like we just needed to pause and move to telehealth so that we were not abandoning our clients, but that we could do it in a very safe way. And so we are totally online right now, and there's a learning curve. It's an FFT freaking first time for us. It's been uncomfortable, but we're getting it, and we're finding, like, I'm connecting with you right now, Dr. Tony. I feel your energy. It can happen. So I think, to be honest, we've all been riding this high, like crisis mode, and now it's like coming to reality.
I think people are accepting this is the new normal for a while.
It is the new normal. And we're like, and now it's hard. Because at first it was like, okay, we got this. Let's put it together. And now we're like, and that's the 80th puzzle I've put together. Or I haven't seen my mom in 10 weeks. Like, so I think when you find yourself, I don't want to move. I'm eating too much. I'm not eating enough. I'm not sleeping. I'm ruminating on the worst case scenarios over and over. It's time to reach out to somebody who can kind of help us find that balance. Awesome. So I would say telehealth is an awesome option.
Yes. So again, this is Jamie Mosley with Conscious Healing Counseling in Andover. Very easy to find. Google listing, they're there. They're a wellness partner of ours, and they have been for a while. We're super, super honored to be able to partner with you, Jamie, and your crew. They have 8 therapists, including Jamie. So therapists that specialize in all different areas of life and situations. So they have, if you need a professional to talk to, you need to reach out to them for some help, because now more than ever, as she was talking about, anxiety and stress are at an all-time high, and there are resources for you. We wanted to share that with all of you and continue to help all of you get well and stay well and be well. So again, thank you, Jamie. I hope you viewers enjoyed this, and we will see you guys all on the next Wellness Partner Spotlight. Thank you.